Hi, you're watching the day's top headlines on CNBC-TV18 Newsreel. I'm Archana Solanki. Let's get started with our cover story. The Supreme Court has struck down the third extension in tenure given to S.K. Mishra. Who is he? He's the head of Enforcement Directorate. The Supreme Court has termed his extension as illegal and has ordered Mishra to give up his office by the 31st of July. Remember, the Supreme Court had struck down an extension given to Mishra in 2021, but the government promulgated an ordinance to nullify the order. Mr. Mishra was appointed the Enforcement Directorate's chief in November 2018. He was to retire 2 years later after turning 60, but in November 2020, the government gave him an extension. His term was extended twice after that. His repeated extensions had generated massive outrage from the opposition leaders who had accused the government of weaponizing the Enforcement Directorate to target political rivals. The Tata Group is all set to become the first Indian company to manufacture iPhones. The deal is likely to be closed by August. According to a Bloomberg report, Tatas are close to buying a factory run by Apple supplier Wistron in Karnataka. Sources tell CNBC-TV18 that the Tatas have been doing due diligence for a while now, and some pending issues are in the process of being resolved. Monsoon fury in North India continues to disrupt lives and livelihood. The Met Department has predicted heavy rainfall in many states in the next 24 hours. Himachal Pradesh, Punjab and many parts of the national capital have been the worst hit. 72 people have been killed in Himachal Pradesh alone in the last 2 weeks. The situation in Uttarakhand, Punjab and Haryana is grim as well. And this is the latest that we are getting on the Himachal rain-battered states and other parts of North India. A crucial meeting of the Goods and Services Tax Council was held in the national capital. Many states and union territories raised their concerns over a recent government notification bringing the GST network under the Anti-Money Laundering Act. Delhi's Education Minister and GST representative Atishi alleged that Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman refused to discuss the matter. The Supreme Court will begin the daily hearings on the abrogation of Article 370 on August 2. The Constitution Bench, led by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, said that all parties have to file all document compilations and written submissions by July 27th. Remember, on August 5, 2019, the centre had decided to strip the former state of Jammu and Kashmir of its special status and bifurcate it into 2 union territories. A day after withdrawing from a semiconductor joint venture with India's Vedanta, Foxconn says that it's planning to apply separately to build a semiconductor manufacturing plant in India. Stressing that it remains committed to India, the world's largest electronics contract manufacturer said that it sees the country successfully establishing a robust semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem. The TMC, Trinamool Congress, is looking to sweep Panchayat elections in West Bengal. The BJP is its distant second. The counting is likely to continue for the next 2 days due to intense violence before and during the elections. The security has been heightened in the state. The counting locations are staffed by the state police and central forces. Prohibitory orders under Section 144 have been implemented outside the venues to prevent any untoward occurrences. On to the big international headlines. Will NATO include Ukraine or not in its fold? This is the biggest question on everyone's mind as world leaders discuss the outcome in Lithuania. However, Ukraine's President Zelensky has hit out at NATO for what he sees as delays to making Ukraine a member. Kyiv is pushing to be swiftly allowed into this Western alliance NATO, which is bound together by mutual security guarantees. 6 people, including 5 Mexicans, died in a helicopter crash near Mount Everest in Nepal. Rescuers have located all 6 bodies. The helicopter was operated by Manang Air, which ferries tourists seeking a view of the country's towering peaks, including Mount Everest. The cause of the crash hasn't been known yet, and the government will set up a probe committee to investigate the chopper crash. Time for the big international headline. Will NATO include Ukraine or not in its fold? This is the biggest question on everyone's mind as world leaders discuss the outcome in Lithuania. However, Ukraine's President Zelensky has hit out at NATO for what he sees as delays to making Ukraine a member. Kyiv is pushing to be swiftly allowed into this Western alliance bound together by mutual security guarantees. 6 people, including 5 Mexicans, died in a helicopter crash near Mount Everest in Nepal. Rescuers have located all 6 bodies. The helicopter was operated by Manang Air that ferries tourists seeking a view of the country's towering peaks, including Mount Everest. The cause of the crash is not known. The government will set up a probe committee to investigate the crash. The BBC has paused its investigation into a scandal that involved one of its star presenters allegedly solicit sexually explicit pictures from a teenager. The news anchor was suspended yesterday. The BBC boss, Tim Davie, has also broken his silence on the entire scandal. Israeli protesters blocked major highways and faced off with police after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's hard-right coalition pressed ahead with a contested bill that seeks curbs to the power of the Supreme Court. If this bill is passed, it will curb the Supreme Court's power to quash decisions made by the government, ministers and elected officials by ruling them unreasonable. That's it from me and my team. We'll be back tomorrow with another power-packed lineup of stories that matter. Thank you for watching the Newsreel.